an illegal extract. And there's various actual sections of the CDSA that you could be charged under. I myself have at times faced charges with this club related to these products containing cannabis resin, and we were successful in court beating those charges. And so we are going to use this unfortunate opportunity to point out the fatal flaw in Health Canada's programs, that they are encouraging people to smoke by making it illegal to make oral products from cannabis. People should be allowed to make their own cookies. And our organization does not abide by the medical marijuana access regulations, in part because the access problem, and in part because the products and the systems that they insist are to be used are completely ineffective. So people that have medical problems need professionals like us to provide these products and services. They should not be forced to depend upon themselves or some neighbor or friend to grow cannabis and then make these sorts of products. The sicker people get, the more they need these things, and the less likely they're going to be able to do it themselves or coordinate some other grow-op outside of that. And so we need an Exemption 56 from the government so that we can provide these services without fear of the law. And just like safe injection drug sites have protection from the law, we need the City of Victoria to go to bat with us against the federal government here to grant us an exemption so that these sort of incidents don't occur, and that we can get a legal kitchen to provide even more products and do it in an even more standardized method than we're able to do under the current system. And so we have our work cut out for us, and it's something that we really wish we didn't have to do. We really wish we could all be doing some legal job out there. But there's people out there that are dying and suffering unnecessarily. And I and this group are not going to stand by silently and let that happen. We are here to provide a very valuable service, and we are very proud of that. And this incident that happened yesterday is not going to stop us from doing that. It's a bump in the road, but it's a pretty big one. So we would like the community to help us to find a facility, if possible, a friendly landlord where we could bake our products and not have to worry about complaints from neighbors and stuff. The closer to downtown, the better. And otherwise, we'll be calling upon our members to help with the research and with the advocacy that we'll need to be successful in court.
Now, Judge, you said you beat these charges a few years ago. What do you think prompted this? I mean,
this was a complaint from residents in the building. We were in an apartment building in the downtown core. It was not ideal. We've been looking for months for a new facility. Just a house in Fernwood, honestly, or something like that. But we've been really struggling to find a place, and in fact that's why we ended up in this apartment building to begin with. Was 2 years ago when we moved in there was just nowhere to go, and we ended up going here, and obviously.
So do you think it was a reluctant raid then, since you've already established legally you could do this?
The impression that I got from the officers that were there was that they really wish it could have gone away. If I would have, I don't know, I was there as soon as I could be, I possibly could have negotiated things before it got to the public's attention, but we're pretty quick with our press releases. And so now that the public's attention is on this, I don't think it will be so easy for them to let it go. I know that some of the officers there really wish they could, but once they ended up inside the actual facility and realized, well, this isn't a normal apartment, it was, they started to see actually a little nugget of cannabis on the desk, and right away they had the means and need to proceed.
So how much was taken, and how many people were arrested?
Only one person was arrested, although I should say that we do expect other charges to be laid, which is why I'm a little bit reluctant to say who's been charged, because we haven't gotten back into the facility yet. So there's more going to be happening today, even in terms of getting in there, finding out exactly what they have taken. We do expect that they took a lot of our supplies, you know, like just little bottles for our massage oils and stuff. I'm really hoping they didn't, but they would have took, there were cookies in the oven being finished, so
Smelled so good.
there was also various kinds of oils, butter, in preparation, it's sort of sitting in the fridge to be made into a lot of these things. But most of the finished products had already come down to the store.
Yay!
And there was not like big bags of leaf or anything like that as well. There had been very minimal.
And can you say whether it was a man or a woman arrested?
It was a man.
And you're expecting more?
We are expecting other charges to be laid. They may lay charges against me as well, because I'm essentially laying claim to the situation. We discussed whether I would do that last night or not, and I decided that I didn't want to spend the night in jail.
Can you tell us where the apartment building was?
I don't want to give the name of the facility out of respect for the tenants of the building. It's very unfortunate that we couldn't have talked with them about moving out or something before this happened. And I really don't want to make issue of where in a way it was happening, because it could have been any apartment building in Victoria, and we've already inconvenienced the neighbors enough. This isn't about where it happened as much as why and how. But not even how.
Is it like a one-bedroom bachelor, two-bedroom, and how long?
It's a one-bedroom in a large apartment building in downtown, and it had been there for almost 2 years.
Wow, and no complaints until now?
We did have one a couple of years ago, but then we thought we did a few things to suppress the smell enough that it wasn't a problem.
Was that the biggest complaint? Was smell or noise, or what was the biggest
well,
issue?
smell and noise were actually used as the two complaints. Apparently, at least one of our bakers is a DJ.
A little music with the cookie baking, huh?
Well, you're up there alone. It's
know.
actually a long day, you know. So you've got 5, 6, 7 maybe hours sitting there alone making cookies all day, and I think so. But the primary complaint, I think, really was about the smell. Certainly, if they would have came to the door and there wasn't any complaints or issue of the smell, then he would have just said, turn the music down.
So what is the charge that so far has been laid? You said there's going to be other charges, forthcoming, but what's the initial?
All we have is possession for the purpose. It could end up being of cannabis, could end up being cannabis resin. There's a few other sections that they could try and use. I don't want to give them too many ideas, though. I will be taking as many questions as you folks have.
So you're looking for a new kitchen, but what's to stop from getting another place? I mean, basically what you're doing under the law is considered illegal. So no matter where you do it,
Oh, believe me, I have faced the reality of going to jail time and time again until the law changes, or I end up so bankrupt and imprisoned that I can't keep going. Very fortunately, that hasn't happened. Our club has survived 4 police raids.